Needs a big score. Experienced cricketer. He's 30 years of age. He's got a top score of 208 and a reasonable average. He struggled so far against the pace of McGrath. Got a big job to do. His experience at the other end, Darren Ganga, I think has done a good job. Hasn't made big scores, but looks very solid. So conditions perfect. Great day for the spectators. A wonderful ground to watch cricket from. Non-striker Sherwin Campbell playing his first test match here at the Adelaide Oval. He won't get better batting conditions in Australia. Early days for him. He's 21. He's looked promising. He's only his highest score of 28, but got a good defence, has a good temperament. Glenn McGrath. Gilchrist, the new Australian skipper with the gloves. Barry Jarman captains Australia in one test match in 1968, a wicketkeeper captain. Jack Blackham way back in the last century, so only 3 Australians have ever captained a test side. Big opportunity for Adam Gilchrist. Good sunny day and about 30 degrees. 3 slips of gully and a bat pad in. It's through in, big shout. Venkat says no. McGrath followed through. Gilchrist wasn't jumping around too much, but there's a big shout from the slip field, and Sherwin Campbell survives.
The usual prod that we are accustomed to seeing from Sherwin Campbell. Not too sure what this hit though. The Australians seemed quite convinced that it hit something. Passed pretty close to the bat, but perhaps the bat brushed the pad on the way through.
Umpire Venkat, very experienced cricketer and umpire. The River End. Do him again. That's beautiful bowling. Sherwin Campbell just pushing forward. Wes Burdett, the groundsman, has this ground in magnificent condition for this third and vital test match. Coming across the old scoreboard away to our right. Squares him up, no ball call.
Not something that we see too often from Glenn McGrath. Not usually one that goes over a great deal. And he isn't really convinced that it's gone over.
Going to be Jason Gillespie from the scoreboard end. Playing his first Adelaide Oval test. Shout. Will be going down leg side. Umpire Steve Davis officiating.
Not a very convincing appeal by the Australians. Just a bit of excitement shown. I think they realised that that ball would have been missing leg.
Misfield, and they get a single. I think he has to take the attack up to the bowlers here. He's allowing the bowlers to dictate the terms completely, Sherwin Campbell, and putting a lot of pressure on Darren Ganga at the other end. Averaging 33, got 400s. Well bowled. First bouncer, good one.
Didn't handle that very well at all, Sherwin Campbell. He usually plays the short balls quite well. This one caught him completely by surprise. Almost fending at it, almost pushing at it towards the slip corner. But look at that. Was a good bouncer though, good line.
This time he gets it through the slip cord and in the air and racing away towards the boundary. The first 4 of this test match. Bra's not happy. 7. Gillespie continues. Oh, a little inside edge, and Ganga's off the mark. The boundary, so 2 boundaries off 2 deliveries, both off edges. Glenn McGrath's last delivery to Sherwin Campbell, he bowled a magnificent bouncer and he got one spot on. And Campbell coming forward, a little nick through the gap at 5th slip, races away for 4. And then Darren Ganga, inside edge over the top of the stumps, races away down to fine leg. Nice little on drive. Controlled shot. They're happy with 2. Oh, it's got him. I think it hit the club, did it? Is it on the bat or not? That's the question. Umpire Venkat saying his hand was not on the bat, I feel. It certainly struck something. This will be a very interesting replay. I think Venkat is saying he had his hand away from the bat.
Very interesting. It did hit something. Exactly what is the question? Hit the helmet. I don't think that's out. Not in recent times anyway.
Very good decision. There was arms going everywhere. There was a big noise. Big appeal by the Australians. Good umpiring. And by Venkat, 2 good decisions so far this morning. Sherwin Campbell has struggled against Glenn McGrath in this series. Oh, that's a good delivery. Turns his back on it, keeps it down. Very good spell.
3 short balls, all 3 having Sherwin Campbell in a bit of bother. Right on the glove on this occasion, but it fell down, right down by his boots. Nothing popping up at the moment for Glenn McGrath.
Yes, come on. That's a better shot from Darren Ganga, looking to be positive. And I think that's what the West Indies need a little bit more of. He really is an accident looking for somewhere to happen, Jason Gillespie. If he hasn't hurt himself again. Colin Miller thinks it's funny, but I bet Jason Gillespie, who's already broken a leg on the cricket field, I bet he's not seen the funny side of it.
There could have been some other breakages here. Colin Miller's thrown the ball back perfectly. Jason Gillespie ready to just take it and forgot about the stumps. That is unbelievable. Very funny. Will be talked about at length in the dressing room. Only because there hasn't been any injury caused.
Colin Miller coming on now to replace Jason Gillespie at the Cathedral end.
Yes, yes.
Ganga has been by far the more positive player, and also better running between wickets on that occasion.
To go with that positive stroke, we almost got good timing. That was a full wide half volley. Couldn't put it for 4, but the next best.
Yes, yes.
And Sherwin Campbell on the back foot there in the first single wasn't urging at all. Ganga was the one pushing Sherwin. We've said all series should be Sherwin helping the younger bloke out.
No,
Campbell again not really rushing on that first run.
Well, the West Indies want this to happen. They want Colin Miller to be bowling as much outswing or medium pace bowling as possible. Maybe by the end of the day, Sherwin Campbell will be playing a cut shot or 2. He's led and then a couple of drives down the ground and got his placement right. That's what he's probably thinking. He's thinking, oh, just got to get myself in, then everything else will flow, rather than being mentally aggressive and getting everything flowing.
Well, that's certainly much more positive from Sherwin Campbell. It does look like he's struggling a bit when he runs between wickets, and I'm not sure that his pads are done up tightly enough. If you look at the bottom of them, they seem to be very, very loose. Darren Ganga has certainly been the more positive of the two players.
Michael Slater, the man. Now, we've seen footage of Ricky Ponting do ankle damage, big ankle damage in Sydney last year, sliding into the fence like that. Just deciding to slide a little late, so the feet aren't prepared to hit the fence as well as they might have been. Dangerous, and Adelaide is one of the most dangerous grounds, a real downslope into the fence.
Once again, Ganga is looking to score. And he's also looking to run hard. And his partner needs to help him here. He's just loafing, Sherwin Campbell. Anybody would think the West Indies had a bag full of runs in the series.
Sherwin Campbell on the back foot to start with. Not even interested in the second.
Long chase for Colin Miller. It's gone very fine. And he's chased it well. He got his angle right there in the deep.
That was a good shot by Ganga. The ball before was equally impressive. He's learnt from Perth. Rather than work it through mid-wicket, hit down the ground. That one on leg stump, and he got full value. Would have been 4, but got the 3.
Saved by Matthew Hayden.
Australians going to have to bowl well, I think, today to keep the West Indies down. They've played a bit better in recent times.
Look, traditionally the Adelaide Oval wicket has been a bit in it early, flattens out, be a good wicket, turns at the end. And for the quicks, you can get a little bit of up and down movement. Yes. And that can bring in bold and LBWs.
At the moment, looks like a very, very good batting wicket.
Change of bowling now is Stuart McGill.
Run for 35. West Indies in their first innings. Sherwin Campbell 15, Darren Ganga 19. Change of bowling from the Cathedral end. Stuart McGill. That one's beaten Michael Slater. And that'll be 4. Nicely timed. It's his best score against Australia with that boundary. It was short and wide, and Ganga put it away.
Is Stewie just dragging this one down a little bit? And a good use of the crease, got right back on his stumps. And that's important when you're playing spin. Go right back or right forward. And a good start for the West Indies here.
And that'll be 5. That will be 5 sundries, I think. That one's gone right through Adam Gilchrist, the keeper. And there's the signal. And Venkat. 5 byes that will be. It's just a ball, a nothing ball really, just outside off stump. Went through to Adam Gilchrist, who just lost concentration fractionally. Straight through his hands and onto the helmet.
Yeah, Jason Gillespie won't be happy with that one. Sometimes things happen. Maybe just a little lack of concentration.
Light bowling. He's chopped that on. It was Fuller again from Gillespie. Swung away from Ganga, who's drawn to the shot. At the last minute he tried to remove the bat, but not quick enough. It hits the underside of the bat and back on the stumps. And Gillespie has got his first wicket at his hometown.
Well done. That's a reward for some excellent fast bowling. There it is, it's up. Not too far forward. Not much foot movement. Off the inside edge. It doesn't matter. It goes down as bowled. And Jason Dizzy Gillespie. First one at home. That's something he'll remember. The boys are happy. Took a while, but the first one's on the board. Interesting cricket. 1 for 45.
Wavell Hines is the new batsman for the West Indies, averaging a tick under 36. On strikers end at the moment.
That's a good area, McGill.
And Campbell on strike to McGill, but the reason that Wavell Hines is out there As Jason Gillespie has picked up his first wicket at the Adelaide Oval, where he's done a lot of his bowling. It was a reward for some good bowling, some good pressure. Wasn't necessarily the best or quickest ball he's bowled this morning. He's had the pressure on Darren Ganger for quite a while. Michael Slater just knocked that down. They'll get a single though. He's kept the pressure on Jason Gillespie. A couple of close plays and misses earlier the previous over. That one was around the right line and length. Darren Ganger did not want to play at it. He made his decision too late. And all he did was bring it back onto his stumps. Oh! Like a wrong one. Lyons will get 2. He's on underside edge. I'm not sure he picked that one.
Huey McGill bowls a good wrong-un. Just a little bit short. Too short, but Waverlines didn't pick it. That's why he got the edge. Otherwise, he probably would have hit that one. Fortunately, just got a little edge for 2.
Yeah. 1 for 49, the West Indies.
Got nice rhythm going today, Jason Gillespie. It's half the battle. Get your rhythm right as any type of bowler.
I'd say the fielding's been sloppy this morning, but there's been 1 or 2 knockdowns, slight misfields. 5 byes when the keeper didn't glove the ball cleanly, went into the helmet. This time it's McGill. Concedes 2 runs. 1 for 51.
And that's a nice stroke. The full face of the bat going to the ball there. It was timed perfectly.
Good figures. The attacking fields, 10.1 overs, 1 for 20. Brower is always very tidy, 1 for 6 off 7. McGill also on line, 4 overs, none for 9.
The rhythm is the key to it, to be able to bowl with pace and keep good rhythm rather than rush up in a tangle of arms and legs. And Gillespie's looked good this morning. He's had just 20 taken off 10.2 overs. In the absence of Steve Waugh, McGrath will be doing a lot of talking to Gillespie, and vice versa as well.
Post, got to be close. He's getting in. Stayed down. That's beautiful bowling. Sherwin Campbell just shuffling across the crease. Not going back or forward. Caught plumb in front. And all of a sudden, it's 2 for 52.
The rhythm. You know, he didn't rush up for that one. He was a yard quicker and it beat Campbell for pace. Oh, and that is as plumb as anything you'll see. Simply beaten for pace. It was beautiful bowling by Gillespie.
Campbell, once again, not going on with the job here. Go for 8 in, it's 2 for 52. Brian Lara. He's the key to the West Indian batting. He's coming off 231 against Australia A at Bellerive Oval in Hobart this week. He comes in at 2 for 52, and all of a sudden, Gillespie with his tail up, bowling from the city end. He's bowling with 4 slips of gully, a bat pad, and a man at short square leg for Brian Lara. Going into a leg gully position. That's one leg. There's a bat pad. So there's 3 men on the onside. Gillespie has 2 for 20.
There's something new for Brian Lara to come out when McGrath's not bowling. McGrath will have had a word in Gillespie's shell-like. McGrath's own tactic is to get out off stump or to try him with the one round about the ribs.
This in the half the bouncer. Oh, it's very good bowling here. The LBW was plumb. Sherwin Campbell does shuffle across. He's bowled off stump. He got this one spot on. Gillespie pitch just outside line, straightened up, going towards middle leg. That's plumb. Vi Venkat had no hesitation whatsoever in judging that LBW. He's had a very good morning. Interesting two left-handers now, Wavell Hines and Brian Lara. And Jimmy Adams to follow. Got it away nicely, and you can't drop short here to left-handers at the Adelaide Oval. And Wavell Hines is a good young player, plays his shots, always looking to score. Pulled that beautifully through mid-wicket.
He came charging down the steps of the pavilion here at the Adelaide Oval, which is square on to the pitch itself. He looked as though he meant business. That's a good shot. It wasn't all that short.
Oh, big shout outside the line of off stump, I would think.
It was very well bowled. Looked as though it was the in cutter to the right-hander, missing off. Yeah, hit the back pad as well, but very well bowled.
He was nowhere near it, Brian Lara, either. Shuffling across, much the same as he did at the Gabba in the first innings. He's off the mark. Fine leg. Generous round of applause from this very knowledgeable Adelaide crowd. They love their Test cricket. And they love a battle. Looking down towards the Sir Donald Bradley stand in the city of Adelaide. West Indies, after winning the toss, are 257. Another change. Miller coming into the attack to relieve Stuart MacGill. It's that fine. We'll wait for the call from the umpire, Steve Davis. He runs off the bat, maybe a bottom edge. Wavell Hines lost his concentration at the whack-up. Last over before the luncheon break, tried to hit MacGill out of the ground. He was on 41. Oh, a chance. I'm not sure they hit the keeper's gloves first. War got a hand to it. A let off. Been a very interesting replay.
Well, it was very difficult to. Well, you got to class as a chance. Yes, it's come off Gilchrist's glove and then hit the butt of Mark War's thumb. Just about a bouncer.
Brian Lara at the non-striker's end. And it's going to be Glenn McGrath from the river end. That's typical Wavell Hines. You see it up there, give it a thump. And he loves to thump that ball through the offside.
Wavell Hines will always be positive. He'll change now, bringing that man short on the offside for the lofted drive.
Well, that's good. Hitting straight down the ground. Lara with a bit of a hamstring problem. He's struggling now. He has to send his partner back, which is disappointing for Wavell Hines. He was looking for the third.
Good shot again though. This time it was on the onside. Good straight drive. Brian Lara not really running quickly because we know that he's struggling a bit with that hamstring. Wavell Hines quickly through for the second. Keen for the third, but I don't think Lara would have made it back.
That one's gone right over the top. And that's the way he plays. Hasn't played much here at Adelaide Oval because he wasn't running at first. Brian Lara just gave him a little reminder that these boundaries are somewhere around 100 metres. You better run.
Yes, you're better off running and making sure that it does get that far. Right over the top. So if you're cutting, cut hard. Not totally a cut shot, more a back foot drive than a cut shot. Good bounce here in Australia though.
West Indies 2 for 69. $20 to Wavell Hines, 5 to Brian Lara. West Indies 2 for 72. McGrath to Lara, and one of the big challenges in world cricket in the last few years. McGrath has probably had the better of the duel. And I think you get an idea of the thinking of Brian Lara when he's batting against Glenn McGrath. This is the first ball that he bowled to him after lunch. It was short, Lara playing back to it. And he just appears to me to be in a slightly more defensive mood when he's facing McGrath. When you are in that defensive mood, strange things happen. And Brian Lara is a very good player of the pull shot. I think at the moment he's conscious of not getting out to Glenn McGrath, and therefore he's missing some scoring opportunities which would help his cause when he's facing McGrath. There's one delivery that McGrath bowled him that I think if it had been any other bowler, he would have hammered it away to the mid-wicket fence for 4. There's not many fieldsmen on that side of the field. But I think that's an indication of how he's thinking when he's facing McGrath. And he hasn't missed that opportunity. And that's what Brian Lara has got to do. Sure, he doesn't want to get out to McGrath, but he can't afford to be thinking so much that way that he misses scoring opportunities from McGrath.
Change of delivery here from Glenn McGrath, looking for a Yorker. Good shot though from Brian Lara. Didn't miss out on that opportunity.
Looking at 2. Easy 2. Good pace forward from Wavell Hines. I'd say it probably hit him outside the line.
Doesn't give the ball a great deal of air, Colin Miller. Bowls medium pace as well as the off spin. So that shout for the LBW. You can see it was a seam up heading towards the stumps, but good stride forward, hitting him just outside the line of off stump.
2 for 78, the West Indies. Battling to break this hold that the Australians have had over them. And McGrath now coming around the wicket to Brian Lara. That is because he's in the frame of mind where he's not going to play the pull shot to Glenn McGrath. And I think that's a mistake. I think he should be trying to bat normally against Glenn McGrath.
It's the angle. Ball pushed outside the line of off stump, and Lara thought to himself, well, I'll be able to rock back and allow this to pass outside the off stump. It came back in, followed him right in. A piece of the helmet actually coming off, perhaps one of the screws.
Yes, something went flying off there. Adam Gilchrist has found it, and it does look as though it's one of the bolts. I think he'd be well advised to change that. You'll just see here, you see the little screw fly off. There it goes, the little silver screw flying off, and goes about halfway back to Adam Gilchrist. And I think it's probably a good idea to change it, because it may have done something to the screw. That's what happens when you change your natural game. Lara's natural instincts are to get into position to play the pull shot. Doesn't always play it, but he should always be getting into that position rather than trying to avoid the ball. I think he'd be much better off if he was looking to play the pull shot. So ball, the call from umpire Venkat, who economises on words. Just hear the no from Venkat, not the no ball. West Indies 2 for 79. 20 to Wavell Hines, 11 to Brian Lara.
Catch!
That's away to the boundary for 4. In the commentary box now, we have the Leg Spinners Club, one of the older variety, one of the newer variety. Shane Warne, Richie Beno.
And to be greeted by a smashing pull shot from Wavell Hines, who is looking good. Just short enough to provide the batsman with a bit of room to move, and he gave it plenty. Afternoon, Shane.
Good afternoon, Richie. Interesting cricket.
Well, it was a big effort to get across. Miller couldn't get across quickly enough to stop it. Then the mid-on just got a fingertip to it. Good attacking cricket. Gill has had a couple of diving saves to make it mid-on this morning. Both times had to turn around and complete the chase. Yeah, he was just about covering that. For the most part, Wavell Hines has played in that restricted arc between mid-on and mid-off today. He does like to hit the ball through the covers, and he plays square of the wicket as well. But when he's really in form, as I saw him in England last year and here today, he's between mid-on and mid-off, plays very straight. Those shots there from Wavell Hines. From there around to there. He hasn't scored anything out on the offside there. He's played and missed a few times, as with that last delivery. That was flying, and how beautifully bowled by Gillespie. When you watch the replay, just watch how he does amble in. It's nothing more than a gentle amble, and he whips his arm through, and he's picked up the wicket of Wavell Hines. A beautiful piece of bowling.
Yes, great bowling. Made Wavell Hines play. That's down the middle between the keeper and first slip, and that's a great catch from Ricky Ponting. Good moving, turned his body, and safe hands of Ricky Ponting. Wavell Hines is on his way for 27. Good bowling change, 3 for 86.
New batsman is Jimmy Adams, the West Indian captain. He won the toss this morning. Very good toss to win. These conditions are excellent. Nothing wrong with the pitch. It's a beautiful Les Burdett special with a bit of pace in it. Batsmen can play their shots. And there's just a little bit there for the bowlers as well, or there was in the first session. Won't be much now. And just watch this catch.
But when it's going at that pace, you've got to get it exactly right. Ricky Ponting will be very happy to catch that. He didn't do too well in Perth in there. Usually at third slip he likes to field. He's been fielding at first slip. Looked very comfortable there. Works hard on his fielding, and that's an excellent catch.
Jimmy Adams is off the mark, but with a slightly diffident stroke. So it relaxes the nerves a little. Let's have a look at this Ponting catch again. Just watch his hands. Just keep your eye on his hands rather than the ball. As he comes into view now. just wraps them around. It was really travelling. 87 on the board, 41 overs gone. The combination is Gillespie and Miller at the moment. Still 2 left-handers in. And still to come, Samuels Jacobs in the middle of the order. Then we're down more towards the tail. Colin Miller round the wicket for the left-hander.
Oh, Indies!
Well, you only have a fraction of a second at slip, and sometimes the ball actually drops a bit on you. It depends on the pace in which it leaves the bat, how fast the bowler's bowled it. Sometimes in Perth you're so far back that the ball will drop a little bit as you're waiting for it. That didn't drop, that was still either going up or absolutely flat.
Oh!
Well, it's an interesting stroke. He smashed that for 4 through the covers. I suspect one hand. I saw him being photographed practicing one hand yesterday because he's got a bit of a damaged shoulder. Perhaps he's put it into practice.
Brian Lara, when he's going, does entertain the crowd. But all the shots, conventional shots, the old one-hander through the covers. When he's on song, he's very, very good to watch, Brian Lara. Coming off some form in Tasmania against Australia A.
Oh. Beautifully placed. He's got the way past the man at Silly Point. Gives you a good idea of the pace of this outfield. Three for 98.
48 overs bowled here at the Adelaide Oval. A good over rate today. 3 for 99, the West Indies. Slightly unusually, looks like that the bowling side's on target with their overs. No one getting a decent score at the moment. Michael Hines only 27. Lara 17. Jimmy Adams on 6.
Disappointing, Mark, looking down that card. All of the West Indies batsmen pretty much have got a start. And not gone on to capitalise on that. Ganga 23, Campbell 18, Hines 27. On this sort of conditions, on this wicket here, you've got to do better than that.
He didn't quite get that out of the middle. Still might get 4. No, it's plugged actually. Well, Brian Lara's been looking to play that shot. It's a shot he generally plays pretty well. That one wasn't out of the middle.
It's Lara decided to go for the pull. Been trying to get out of the way of Glenn McGrath's bouncers earlier on. Taking on Jason Gillespie. Fortunate to get away with this. Not getting out of the middle of the bat at all. And falling in the vacant mid-wicket area.
Well, that's a cracking shot. Just about the shot of the day. Nothing wrong with the ball. Just an outstanding back foot cover drive.
That's a trademark Brian Lara shot off the back foot. Right up on his back foot, on his toes. Tremendous technique. Gets right up over the bounce of the ball. Full follow through.
It's in the air, that one. Just to the right of the man at point. Will go for the boundary. That was almost a chance.
It uppish that shot, and Brian Lara deciding a change of mood is in order. Taking on Gillespie here, taking this ball on the up again, full follow through. Great effort by the fielder, but 4 more. And maybe the mood's changing for Lara. He's going on the attack. And a bit fortunate there, but he gave it everything and got away with it.
That's the way Brian Lara plays. And in the end, that wasn't a chance. It goes down as 4 runs. That's the back foot again. This one's going to go all the way as well. So there certainly is a change of mood out there. Brian Lara said, well, I've looked it enough. It's time to put the foot down.
Fantastic shots, these. Not bad bowling from Gillespie, as far as I'm concerned. It's on a length just outside off stump. He just hit through that ball with tremendous technique, and nothing other than a boundary coming from these balls.
keeper. Poor effort by the batsman. You get a long hop down the leg side and you miss it.
I got him on the crossover.
It was a great take by Adam Gilchrist. This is a fast ball, a real medium pacer. Jimmy Adams changed his feet over, got that back foot back inside the crease just in time.
Brian Lara on 31. Sure, it's a great combination, Lara and Adams. Adams doesn't get enough singles. 8 off 47 balls faced. Because at the other end, Brian Lara can tear you apart given the opportunity. A lot of responsibility on his great shoulders. McGrath around the wicket. They asked the question, he doesn't offer a shot, but it was going to miss off stump. McGrath didn't really go up.
This ball, slower ball, not a potential slow ball, but not a purposeful slow ball, but just died. Brian Lara has a very good knowledge of where his off stump is today. He had no qualms about being hit where he was hit. He knew he was outside the line, as did McGrath.
Six boundaries for Brian Lara. If that runs into the gutter, which it will. Good pull shot over the top of that one from McGrath. This is Brian Lara at his best. Off his toes from McGrath through mid-wicket. Glorious stroke that. That one-handed, double with an injured shoulder, and then this square drive off the back foot was a gem. Followed it up with a one through point in the air, and then finally through cover again. It's a cracking shot, and that's through. Well, this is his best. This is what people want to see, and this is what the West Indies need.
And this is when Jimmy Adams comes into his own also. The difference between Brian Lara of the first two tests and this test is the way he plants his feet. Watch these feet. Get set, back and across. Placement, timing, unseen so far this tour. Back onto the back foot, up onto the toe, bat speed good. Don't move from there.
He's only a small man. Tremendous back lift. Yeah. And good in defence. Nice touch. Running down the hill, and that'll go for 4 again. That's good cricket. Something through the onside and the offside, and this was just all touch.
He makes his defence even attacking. He gets this not only through, but enough speed on the bat. Go with the timing off the face of the bat. Ran it through third man for 4. So even though it's defensive, 4. Now the pressure's back there.
3 4s in a row. Be nice if he took a couple more, to be quite honest. Really stir him up. 3 for 127. Lara races to 43. 8 boundaries. Lara hit back. He's charging in around the wicket. It's good cricket by Lara. Gets away from the strike. Leg by. McGill, 5 overs, 1 maiden, none for 13 before lunch. This will be a very interesting battle. If he drops short, Lara, as he tried to do in Perth to try and pull him, he was bold trying to play a full shot to a ball that wasn't quite short enough. Short boundaries on the square of the wicket side, on the off and on sides for left-handers here. He goes for it. That's predictable. Puts it away. That's good batting.
If he keeps swinging this hard and this consistently, he will get injured, Brian Lara, and continue to niggle those shoulder and hamstring injuries. This wasn't that bad a ball by McGill. There's no one out there. That's the thing. They need to protect that boundary. And that will even put further pressure on Brian Lara, having to place that ball as well as just time it.
He does it. Should get at least 2.
It's a situation where everyone must be thinking now. The bowler must be aware of what shots Jimmy Adams is going to play and the ones he's not able to play that Brian Lara can.
McGrath around the wicket to Brian Lara.
Hopefully a slower ball, 114 Ks by Glenn McGrath, but I was just thinking he has lost a little bit of zip. This is a danger. It's the spider, the fingers really well spread around the ball. The ball doesn't come out, even though the effort appears the same. See those fingers wide, almost a grip ball right in the base of the hand. Lara counteracted it well.
There's his 50, and what a way to bring it up. A perfect cover drive. Superb 50. Plenty of boundaries, starting to take control.
Half century to Brian Lara.
There's no way you can bowl to this man once he gets set without having some damage done. This is a magnificent shot. It's a half volley. There's 3 in the offside. None of them even moved. Wide on the crease, angled into off stump. Magnificent shot.
Catches a cry, there's a man there, but he won't get it. Get 2. It's the second time he's hit McGrath when playing the full shot. This time it goes over McGill, who was a backward square leg. Lara on strike to Stuart McGill.
Oh, yeah.
Great shot, backward a point. 4. Good use of the feet, that high back lift. Wasn't a bad delivery, but it was superbly played.
That'll be 4. That'll give him a bit of confidence.
Nice comfortable boundary for Jimmy Adams, a full toss. Found the gap, which was very important. You've got to make sure that you take full advantage of these bad deliveries.
Once again into the gap.
Good work, Pigeon!
Well saved by Glenn McGrath. And that's gone way up into the temporary stands. Well back.
I think you'll see Brian Lara really getting very attacking now against Stuart McGill in particular. Went in the air, just wide of the man at deep backward square.
And that's short. He's hammered that one out towards the temporary stands. 16 runs off the over. West Indies 3 for 164. West Indies 3 for 172. Jimmy Adams on strike to the bowling of Stuart McGill.
Oh, no.
Not picking the wrong one on that occasion.
Fortunately, it was short enough for him to read it off the pitch.
.73 to Brian Lara. Gillespie continues. He hasn't worried about hitting that one down. No third man.
Lots of room down there. There is a man deep, but he's dead on square. And once there's no third man, and it's that short, he has lots of time to get under the ball and just lift it over gully.
No.
That's a good save from Matthew Hayden. Really does go on the rampage, Brian Lara. Hit 6 fours in 1 over in that Australia A game in Hobart.
Some good signs today for the West Indies. Lara back in some form. 3 for 177. Ambitious shout. Fairly wide of off stump. A little bit of turn there. Not a lot of appeal from behind the stumps, though. Very unusual for a wicketkeeper not to appeal in.
Mustn't have been close. He threw it up. That's where he needs to be bowling. The good leg spin up, going on to probably hit the stumps, but how can the umpire tell?
Oh, that's a cracking shot. That's not a bad delivery. First time in this innings, though, Brian Lara has decided to use his feet. He's got down the wicket to Stuart MacGill, timed it and placed it beautifully. Perfect cover drive.
It's great to watch. He makes it look just like a net session. Down, makes a half volley, follows through. 4.
Just the sort of breeze you want if you're a leg spin bowler. You want the bowling into the breeze so you get the ball to hold up. You also want, if you can, the breeze to be blowing slightly left to right. Help you drift away from there. So drag one down there from MacGill. Get back reasonably comfortably for 2. Got away with that, really. It wasn't a great delivery. It's the 100 partnership up between Brian Lara and Jimmy Adams. The 7th time they've done that in Test match cricket. It comes at a very good time for the West Indies. Big shout, couple of noises. Obviously pad. I've got a feeling Jimmy Adams may have hit the ground.
It's good bowling by MacGill. Good follow-up after a bad delivery.
There's another full toss. Jimmy Adams has put that one away as well. So runs starting to flow here, Adelaide Oval. 7 from that over, 3 for 190. And 3 wickets to Gillespie so far. Apart from that, it's been the West Indies' day. Well, it's a lovely back cut. Brian Lara timed it well enough. It probably won't go to the fence. Michael Slater will just track it down. It's a shot of Brian Lara when he's playing well.
And all the bowlers and fielders will be saying that is not a bad ball. He just made it into a shot that looked so easy.
Well, Jimmy Adams has got that one away on the leg side. Fairly short boundary out there. Oh, very brave piece of fielding. Ricky Ponting, up with a ball similar to that last year. Not doing some damage to his ankle. Fortunately, not on this occasion. Still the same result, a boundary.
He's back on that horse.
Another lovely shot again. He just used the pace Miller has on the ball. Bowls around about 90 kilometres an hour. Just gives him that pace to work it fine. That's a lovely shot.
Watch how late his wrists are here. Lays back on this, but just delays the shot. And then fast wrists come through and allow him to play a cut shot so close to his body and get so much pace on the ball. That's where he really is quite a unique player in this era of the game. He's right up there with the best.
Maybe a few more runs here too. It's gone fairly fine. Just with the 2. And further good news for the West Indies. They've passed the 200 run barrier. It's the first time they've done that this series. 196. 196 in Perth was their highest total in the series so far. 3 for 203. Run rate, as I said, moving up at the moment. In good shape. MacGill goes down the ground. Brian Lara said he won't wait too long to take them on. Straight down the ground, a couple of bounces and 4 on the long boundary.
Tremendous shot. Threw it up. MacGill not far off where he wanted to be.
Brian Lara, 98 runs, 139 balls. 231. Bell Reeve and Hobart during the week against the Australian A side. Came into the game in good form. 2 runs away from another 100. That'll be it. Nicely played again, just using the pace of the ball, placing it down to third man. And that'll bring up Brian Lara's 15th Test match 100. Very well played. Good wicket here at the Adelaide Oval. He came into this series under a lot of pressure, and this game under a lot of pressure. Found some form down in Hobart. He's gone on to score his 600 against Australia. He's third in this country, following 277 at the SCG. 132 in Perth last series. A hug from his captain. That's a very, very well played Test match 100.
Been a real batsman's 100. Started off very slowly, defensively. He had to get through some really stiff overs from McGrath and Gillespie. 2 wickets went down early. Now here's Miller.
Just need to be aware that the new ball is due the captain and Brian Lara. One advantage is we see this magnificent 100. Very strong on the offside. Plays some superb cover drives and late cuts. 1 or 2 nice pull shots. Sweeping nice on this occasion for Miller. Long boundary, but it's fast run. It'll go for 4. So 17 boundaries and 105 for Brian Lara. Oh, and he puts away the full toss. Crash into the fence it goes at mid-wicket, and so it should. And all of a sudden, the Australians, for the first time in the series, with their heads down a fraction.
That was a very full tosser. Few sweeps in the 1 over. McGrath, the man having to do the chasing out there. The outfield is fast. And they can go through for a leisurely 3.